Are you looking for love? Are you looking for me? Are you looking for something to set your soul free? So if you're looking for love, turn on the phone or TV, because here I am. Are you ready for love? On lockdown.
Hey all you cool gods and goddesses, it's that time of the week. Open your mind and fill your heart with love. Here's the angel that does it all for you, our mother's firstborn son, Cupid!
Are you really packed for more? Get out of here. What are you, some sort of machinist?
Are you trying to say masochist?
Whatever, motherfucker! Yeah!
Welcome to Love on Lockdown, part of the Lockdown Living Room comedy show on the ASY TV network. I'm Cupid, and thank you so much, the viewer, for watching. I am so super excited to introduce a new goddess to the show, Danni, goddess of all things to come, from Danni the Magic Junk Drawer on YouTube. Here she is telling us what the energy is going to be like this week and talk a little bit about the Mercury retrograde that started earlier this month and what the weeks ahead look like because of it. And don't forget, billionaire JP Morgan, let's see what he says. Millionaires don't need astrologers. Billionaires do. And I love how everyone's real drive in the world is money. Not love, money. And so here you go, a billionaire, a guy who has a whole lot of it, says, you know what you need? An astrologer. And everyone goes, that's silly. Yeah, what would he know? I love it. Narcissism. Nowhere like it except for on Earth here in this galaxy. Danni, take it away.
Hey Cupid, I'm here with this week's energy read. So this week, Mercury, the planet of travel and communication, has gone retrograde, which will start to muffle up travel, communication, and it could make communication tricky. Double check text messages before you send them. Make sure you're sending it to the person you intend to.
Stop! Alright, look at this. This is a real deal, okay? So late at night, about a week or so ago, I get these texts, as you can see, and the reason why there's not a name and this says a number is because I don't know who the person is. I don't respond to numbers that I don't know. I let it be. Then later on, I'm sleeping, and the phone goes off. As you can see, same number, never heard of it, about 11 o'clock. Once again, the phone rings about a couple hours later, around 1:30 in the morning. Same number, never heard of him calling me. After I woke up the second time and saw once again this unknown number is calling me, I started to get a little pissed, and I said, you know what? Time to give this person a call back. So as you can see, I called them until they answered the phone. And my anger quickly turned to sympathy because, as was disclosed to me, it was a homosexual looking for a hookup. He was looking for a dude named Craig Williams. And after I explained to him, unfortunately, that I did not know who Craig Williams was, I said, please quit calling my number, and that was the end of that. However, he was kind of rude and never apologized. So, if you're looking for a good time, now Danni, I do apologize for that. Let's, as the band The Urge says,
Rewind the tape, get me back in the mix.
Let's go ahead and rewind and listen and heed the advice of Danni, the goddess of all things to come.
Double check text messages before you send them. Make sure you're sending it to the person you intend to. Great thing about Mercury retrograde is it's a good time to go back and redo something or finish an unfinished project of some sort. It's also a nice time to contact friends that you haven't seen in a while and tie up loose ends. Have a great week.
Same to you, goddess, and thank you for checking in with us. And if you'd like to hear more from Danni, you can catch her streaming just about every day at the link below. And also, don't forget to check the ones up top too if you need to book a reading with her. And now that that's done, let's get to the headlines. First, and almost most importantly, Rudolph drops off Hunter Biden's presidential candidate's son, Joe Biden's, laptop to the authorities because it contained inappropriate texts and pictures of underage girls. Wow, just in time for the election. What timing? Now, there has been no denial from the Biden camp, which is interesting. And if any of this alleged stuff is true, that means that Joe Biden himself would have known about it and kept his mouth shut. Now, does me making a big stink out of this a few weeks ago make a little more sense? Next, the Japanese authorities, because they're super smarty pants and just can't figure anything else out, will dump radioactive material into the Pacific Ocean, still ongoing from the 2011 Fukushima disaster. So it appears to me that the authorities in Japan are hell-bent on making this an everyday reality. And here's a fun statistic for you. 600,000 people, over 600,000 people so far in the United States this year have died from cancer. That's right, over 600,000 so far this year have died from cancer. That's over 1,600 a day. Now let's show you how propaganda works. Oh, 994 deaths today from coronavirus. Oh, really? Well, almost twice that from cancer. And this is why you have people going and setting fires to these 5G towers all over the globe, because they're not properly tested, which is maybe why mom's rage continues to manifest. Now Colorado has the biggest fire that they've ever seen. Lots of love and high vibrations sent to those people, as well as all those in California continuing to battle all sorts of problems. And on a really great note, though, way to go, Louisiana. Peak hurricane season is over. You are resilient and an inspiration to us all. We're glad to see you still here with us, Louisiana. And finally, to end these headlines, South Korea is a little on edge after some deaths had occurred after people getting the flu shot. But don't worry, the authorities say there's no link. Yeah, because y'all been right so far on everything. And a little cherry on top of this, in case you didn't hear, the coronavirus vaccine tester died. That make you feel good? Yep, let's rush it and then get your kids in line for it, everybody. You know? This is really how I feel. This is really my message to society.
You are weird. You are really weird.
Now let's get to the... You know what that sound means. It's time for the weather with ancient goddess of love, Ckiara Rose. Here she is telling us how it could be sunny, and it will be sunny, if all we do is listen to her advice.
I want you to get to know yourselves. Because right now we live on myths and fear and all kinds of stupidity that's not even real. And I really believe that the only way we can come out of this is by being able to talk honestly, and a person being able to sit on another level and be like, I can take this and I'm going to process it and bring it back to you with love.
Love leads the way. Ah, you get it. You get it, and that's why she's special. And if you want to hear more great things out of her mouth and see more of her body, go to KiaraNation.com. That's right, don't forget, KiaraNation.com. In tonight's You Saw It First predictive programming segment, we're going to show you a little bit more from Bill and Ted Face the Music. That's right, we're going to finish out this month with more of the Saturn and Jupiter conjunction coming up in December. Hollywood was trying to tell you of how big of a deal it was back in the 80s with Jim Henson's Dark Crystal.
The Great Conjunction is the end of the world! Oh, the beginning?
And then again, they try to show you the significance in the 90s TV show Twin Peaks.
When Jupiter and Saturn are conjunct, there are enormous shifts in power and fortune.
Now, while these conjunctions do happen every 20 years, the one that's coming up this year is specifically important because it's in a brand new age of Aquarius. So the first Saturn and Jupiter conjunction in a brand new age. Without further ado, let's do some more Bill and Ted's Face the Music. It's a bird, it's a plane. No, it's the Saturn and Jupiter conjunction. And here, have you ever seen this before? This is really, really neato. Take a look at this. This is a list of all the Saturn and Jupiter conjunctions, because like I told you, they happen every 20 years, and the effects on the presidents of the United States of America. From 1840, every 20 years, all the way, every single conjunction to 1980, all the presidents died in office. Do you see that? And then the next conjunction, 1980, Ronald Reagan didn't die in office because he survived the gunshot. And then after that, before the 2000 election even happened and the Saturn and Jupiter conjunction even took place, Bill Clinton was impeached. So really, he didn't even make it. Even though he wasn't really taken out of office, he was impeached. And at that point, there hadn't been that many presidents who had been impeached. And while George W. Bush did not die in office, there was an attempt on his life in 2005 when someone threw a grenade at him. So just something to think about as we near this conjunction on December 21st, 2020. And like Rush tried to tell you, 21-12. Some good, some bad. I can't wait to see how we're all treated. So like they tell you in Smash TV,
Good luck! You'll need it!
Would you like some tea?
hey, believe it or not, I would, but not that kind. But it is time for tea. The tea in this case meaning Tina. Please meet the goddess of seduction and healing, Tina from TinaHeals.com. Let her tell you about what we're doing.
Let us go full throttle into this and join women from everywhere so we can get support, we can get our voices heard.
Now, Goddess Tina, tell them how YouTube treats you when you try to educate and empower.
But I've been making videos for 2 years on YouTube and I was demonetized. And I lost 26 videos.
Silly, 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 silly. And so people like her have to do this.
I work outside the system. I don't work in the system because, I'm not really a part of the system ever. I always operate from outside the system.
And now finally, Goddess, would you please tell them where your heart is and how TinaHeals.com got started?
I realized that my greatest feeling of peace comes when I help people. That is how Tina Heal started. Creative self-expression that is ultimately healing.
Brilliant, beautiful, and humble.
Man, that's a dangerous combo.
That's why she gets so much pushback. Let's end this segment with the truth bomb.
But wherever you are in the world, it's a thankless situation for women.
It's a thankless job. Somebody's got to do it. Got to do it.
We'll see you all next week. And since we're at the end, it means it's time to sing. I don't mind the sun sometimes, the images it shows. I can taste you on my lips and smell you in my clothes. Sing it! Cinnamon and sugary and softly spoken lies. You never know just how you look through other people's eyes.